Good evening. This is our second Hanuman practice. And the Hanuman stories are of faith and devotion and courage and humility and the way that he works past his self-doubt. So we think of all of these things in our Hanuman practice. And we begin, if you haven't done the first practice, there's more information about Hanuman in that one, so maybe do that one first. We're going to start by bringing our attention to breath. So make sure that you're in a comfortable seat. Support the posture if you need to. Use a block or blankets. Lengthen the spine, open the belly space and the heart space, and relax your shoulders. And just find your breath here. Bring your awareness, your attention to your breath so that your practice arrives out of a place of connection and commitment. And let the breath be part of the devotion and the commitment to your practice. Hanuman is a real symbol of both of those things, of devotion and commitment. And we just find a spacious, ujjayi breath. Remembering that Vayu is Hanuman's spiritual father, so Lord Vayu, the god of the wind. And feel here the prana Vayu, the rising, expansive, spacious breath with each inhalation. And feel that with each inhalation you become expansive, you grow, your commitment grows, your resolution grows, the purpose, the focus grows with each inhalation. And when you feel that you're ready, when you feel centered, connected, you can bring your hands together in front of your heart. And we can offer the practice up to something greater than ourselves. We can connect the head to the heart. And when you feel ready, you can transition over and onto your hands and knees. So tabletop pose, Hanumanasana. take a pause here. Again, find the breath, feel the foundation of your posture. And when you're ready, you send energy down and into the roots, into the hands, into the toes, and slowly bring yourself up and into your first downward facing dog, your first Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And you start real humble, you know. It says one of the things that we really love about Hanuman, he's very humble. He doesn't see his own strength. So start nice and easy. Start with the knees bend. Really feel the awakening through your hands and your feet. You can start to pedal your legs, your feet when you feel ready. Just start to ease out your hamstrings. So you can do this in a way that feels good for you. There's no set way that you have to begin. Just start to feel. Maybe close the eyes so that you can feel a little more into your body. Draw your belly back towards your spine. Start to feel the sit bones lift and towards the ceiling. Connect to that breath again. Long ujjayi. Inhale and exhale. And then when you're ready, you can drop down and onto your knees. And then down a little further and onto your forearms here. Now, firm the belly and support the back. Take the right leg up and back. And just some little presses here to wake up the back of the leg, to wake up the hamstrings and the glutes. So you're pressing the sole of your foot up here towards the ceiling. And then lowering down just slightly and pressing up again, but nice and slow. I'm exhaling as I press up and just inhaling on the release here. And do that 3 more times. So press, release, and press, and release, and again. Do one more. Good. And then release slowly down. Bring yourself up and onto your hands, back into your downward facing. Ooh, when you feel the back of that right leg as you come into your downward dog, just opening up those muscles again. And then take the right leg slowly up and come into a split dog. So just slowly engaging through the back of the leg to raise the leg up. And then when you're ready, just send that through and come into a lunge. Good. So take a breath here and lengthen. And then lower the back knee down. Find the foundation. So take as much time as you need. Really exhale down into the base of the pose until you feel stable. And then lift the chest. Lift the heart. And we're going to wake up here into the quads a little bit. So you're pressing into the feet and lifting. And then lowering almost all the way down. And we're doing that just 4 more times. So coming up on the inhale, sinking on the exhale. Again. Nice and slow. And one more. go back to your dog. And again, just feel the legs, feel the way the legs are beginning to wake up. You can lower down onto your knees when you're ready, onto your forearms. And then the left leg lifts, sole of the foot towards the ceiling. And just those strong presses again, so you're waking up into your hamstrings and your glutes. So press up, lower, 4 more. And again. And staying with your breath, 2 more. Big squeeze, and 1 more. Good. Lower down. Going back into your downward facing, and nice and slow. And when you're ready, your left leg rises slowly. Speed it through. Lengthen space, square the left hip back, bring the heart forward, really reach back through the right heel. Lower the back knee. And take a pause here. If there's doubt about your balance, find your breath. Take that pause, moment to connect. We have to draw the tail down here, so you hug to the back of the right hip with the glutes on the right side. You draw the belly in towards the spine. Try and keep the pelvis as neutral as you can and press the foundation, come up. And then slowly. And up. And slowly. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Exhale. And back to dog when you're ready. Good. So maybe again, just stretch the heels down, lift the sit bones up, feel the opening in the backs of the legs, let the head relax down, make sure you're not locking your elbows. Good. When you're ready, walk your feet forward towards your hands. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale and fall forward. Good. So take a pause here and again feel the backs of the legs opening and releasing. Soften your shoulders. Again, connect to your breath, long inhale. And long exhale. Soften the knees, press into the feet, bring yourself up to standing. Front edge of your mat, you find Tadasana, mountain pose, so the heart's lifting, the shoulders. Relax. And on your inhale, you take the arms slowly up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg leading. Take an inhale. And then ripple through it into plank. Exhale. And stay here for your inhale. Lower down slowly. Exhale. Take a moment here to lengthen. Your hands come alongside your chest when you're ready. You inhale just part way up, so baby cobra. And then you exhale, reach back through the legs, so Shalabhasana. And then the next inhale, lower the legs, but reach them back, and inhale, lift the heart higher. Cobra, keep the elbows in. Exhale down. Inhale to your knees. And exhale to your dog. You can take a breath here. When you're ready, right foot leads. You bring yourself forward. Inhale, heart forward, open your frontal space. And then exhale and fold. Good. Soften the knees, press the feet, inhale up. And exhale. Good, again, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift your heart. Left leg leads. Exhale. Stay here for your inhale. Spines are lifting, heels dropping. Exhale. Plank. Stay here, inhale. Please stand into your strength. Exhale and lower. The legs reach back, chin is in, forehead touches the floor. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, Shalabhasana. Inhale, legs lower, heart lifts. Cobra. Open the heart. Exhale down. Inhale to your knees. And exhale, press back. You stay for a breath, so the heels are reaching down, sit bones are lifting. Left leg leads. Heart lifts, frontal space opens. Exhale and fold. Good. Slowly inhaling, come up. And exhale here. Good, so regulate your breath. You find your balance here. We're going to take Padangusthasana, so Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, the standing balance, hamstring stretch. If this posture is not good for you, you could take the Supta version, the supine version, lay on your back, okay? So we're doing the right leg first, so you're bringing your right knee in towards you, whether you're standing or laying on your back. And again here, we take the pause, we connect to our breath. Notice if you're responding to doubt and how you're responding to it. We need to be sure that we respond positively. And that might mean taking a step back, you know, taking the supine version if you need to. Or maybe just pausing here for a little bit longer. The positive response is always the response that's going to be nourishing for you, okay? So make sure you're not being forceful, you're not creating a struggle. And if it's okay for you, you can come into this posture. Now you might need to bring a strap around your foot. You bring the femur into the hip, whether you're laying or standing. We try and keep the spine long. We engage the front of the thighs, so the quads, to help us to open and release the hamstrings. Take another breath. We release slowly. And we repeat to the other side. So again, come into it slowly, connect to your breath, your foundation. Left leg comes up or in towards you if you're choosing to do this from a supine position. This is one of the things that we take from Hanuman when he's faced with a challenge. He's not leaping forward, he's not rushing forward, he's taking that pause, finding space for breath, and then moving forward positively. So engaging again front of thigh to help release and open the hamstrings. Heart is lifted and open. Just one more breath. Good. And when it's enough, slowly release. So you take a breath in, you feel the way that the legs are awake and the way that we feel rooted and connected when we wake up our legs and our feet. You can take an inhale here, lift your heart. And as you exhale, fall forward. We're going to take the big toes with the first two fingers of each hand. Lift the heart, lengthen. So again, here you pull the breastbone forward, lift and widen the sit bones, feel the backs of the legs open, and then exhale and fold. Again, you can squeeze the fronts of the thighs to help you open the backs of your legs. Good, when you're ready you can lift halfway up. You can release the toes, bring your fingertips to the floor here. And then we'll step back with the left leg. So you're stepping left leg back. You lower the back knee down slowly. We're taking here a version of Hanumanasana, Ardha Hanumanasana to begin with. So you might want to use some support. You can use blocks for this posture if you think it will be helpful. We want to keep the frontal space open and the chest moving forward, so you need to make sure that you're not rounding your back in this posture. So sometimes blocks can be really helpful. We move the pelvis back so that the pelvis is over the left knee, and we lift the right heel forward, so right leg is straight. Now we engage here, so you're pulling the toes in towards you. You're burying the heel in your yoga mat, you're pulling the femur back and into your hip, and at the same time you're drawing your heart forward. Now coming up a little bit higher can help if you're finding it difficult to keep your spine long. And we want to think about reaching back through that right sit bone at the same time you're bringing your heart forward. And we're going to do this posture again. We're going to go a little bit deeper next time around. So make sure that you keep it reasonably easy. Stay humble this first time around. exhale. And again, long inhale. Long exhale, you're engaging the front of your thigh. You want to stay active in these variations of Hanumanasana, so don't just collapse into the posture, don't let gravity do the work for you, but keep drawing in towards your center. Keep your heart moving forward. When you're ready, you can draw that right foot back. Set your blocks off to one side. We're stepping back and into downward facing dog. So you're stepping your right foot back. And you're just taking a moment to notice how that feels. It will feel a bit uneven, you know, we feel a bit of difference. Right to left side. And then a split dog again, so it's your right leg that's rising. Let's lever slowly up your right leg. Really lift into your right heel and drop into your left heel. Good, you bring the leg through, you're coming into lunge, so you step forward. Sway your right hip. So we tend to do a bit of this when we come into the lunges, especially when we step through. So the first thing really we think about is squaring that hip back, reaching forward through the heart, and then lower your back knee. As you lower the back knee, start to think about really beginning to open the front of your left thigh, your hip flexors, and your quads on the left side. And you might just want to tease that down really slowly. So you stay here again, you find your breath. And we maybe take a moment here to open the heart. If you feel that you need a block here, again a little bit more height underneath your left hand, you can use a block. You're just going to take the right up and really open your chest and your heart space. One more breath. Slowly down when you're ready. We're going to stand into the right foot and the left foot steps forward. Good, you lift your heart, lengthen. Exhaling into your fold. You take a moment. And again, noticing how you're feeling left to right side. And then when you're ready, you lift your heart. You step back your right leg. You lower slowly down your right knee. We take the shift back, so we make the preparation for Hanumanasana. Lift the left heel forward. Nice and easy this first time around. So you bury the heel, you pull the femur back into the hips, you really square your pelvis. Think of bringing your heart forward. So if the hamstrings are tight, the pelvis wants to posterior tilt, wants to tuck under here, and it brings the back into this kind of rounding pattern. Move away from that. So imagine you're reaching back through your left sit bone. You're reaching forward with your heart. You feel the way that wakes up the stretch in the back of the leg. And again, make sure you're not just hanging into that leg. You're not just overextending into your knee. You're not letting gravity do the work for you. Pull up the kneecap and thigh. You keep it really active. Long inhale. Long exhale. When it feels like a enough, you can draw the heel back in. So the block's off to the side. You're stepping back into downward facing dog. So try and make the transition here nice and smooth. You stay again, you find your breath. And then your left leg slowly rises. You lift into your left heel, feel the connection between your left hand and your left heel. Release the neck. And then you step that left foot slowly through. Good. You square up, so you square the left hip back again. We're thoughtful and steady as we lower the right knee down. We might want to tease that out a couple of times. You start to feel the opening through the front of your right thigh, right side hip flexors. And of course you can stay here in your basic lunge, your Hanumanasana posture, or you can bring yourself into that open-hearted version. Hand on a block if you wish, or on the floor if you prefer. And it's the left arm that comes up. We think of opening all the way through the heart space, opening that tight shoulder. And releasing. And when you're ready, you step your back foot forward. Lift the heart, lengthen again. And exhale and fold. So a moment again to pause and breathe. Okay, lift the heart, lengthen. You're stepping back with your left leg, so right foot is forward. The stride's not too long here, okay? So it's a reasonably short step back. You square your right hip back. Notice here the heel of the back foot is on the floor. When you find your foundation, you bring yourself up to standing. And if you need to adjust your feet here, you can. This is for Hanumanasana. So you square right hip back. Both legs are straight. Be sure that you're not overextending this front leg. So keep the energy moving out into the ball of the foot and through the toes. You lift your heart, keep the hips square. It's this right hip that tends to pop forward, so really think about keeping that right hip back. Heart lifts, inhale. And then slowly coming forward on your exhale. Good. Now, sure, you can stay halfway here. This is a really strong hamstring stretch, so you can stay halfway. You can bring your hands to your thigh. Be really sure if you're putting your hands on your thigh here for balance, that you don't push into this leg and overextend it. You could also use your blocks here for a bit of support. You need to be able, again, to lengthen the spine. So that's the heart forward, the right hip moving back. If you feel you want to fold forward over that leg, you can, but make sure you're not compromising your alignment. So this leg stays pretty much straight. A little micro bend in the knee is fine. You're pulling up the kneecap and thigh, engaging the quads again to ask the hamstrings to release and lengthen. One more breath. Good. Inhale, lift the heart. Now, we're going back and into downward facing dog. And then we're coming into split dog again. Now, if you feel that you want to do this in one movement, straight into split dog, you can. Or you can separate it into two, downward dog and then split dog. So it's the right leg moving up and back. We feel lots of sensation in that right leg. You drop the head down, spread through the fingers. Then when you're ready, you thread that through, right foot forward, right hip squares back, and we slowly lower the back knee. Now we're looking for more opening in the front of that left thigh. So slowly, slowly teasing out. And then optionally this time, so we have this version, we have Hanumanasana, you can stay here. We have this version, just the same as last time. Or you can slowly bend this back leg and possibly reach back and catch. So more stretch into the front of the left thigh, into the hip flexors and the quads. Nice long breath. One more. And again, just check in here with ego. Make sure you're keeping humble, you're not forcing. Remember, sometimes the positive response is to accept that maybe today there's a limitation. You can release whenever you're ready. We're stepping into the right foot and the left foot floats forward. Lift the heart and lengthen. Exhale. Fold. And then again, just finding your commitment to breath. When you're ready, you lift your heart. You step your right leg back. Remember, it doesn't have to be too far for this posture, but you do need to be able to drop the heel. Toes turn out a few degrees. You square back, your left hip, bring your heart forward. Check the foundation, and again, if you need to, you take that pause, a moment to connect. Bring yourself slowly up. You straighten both legs. Square the left hip back, lift the heart. When you're ready, you start to come forward. Now reach forward with your heart. Don't think about coming down over your leg, but firstly think about coming forward. Keep this hip moving back, the spine nice and long. Spreading the weight out into the front of your left foot, all of your toes. You might want to stay here, either hands onto your thigh or onto your blocks. It's always good to take a pause here. Connect to breath. Go further only if it feels okay for you. Make sure you're not compromising your alignment, just to bring your head closer to your shin. One more breath. Very good. Soften that front knee. Inhale, lift your heart. Plant your hands Remember, you have a decision here. You can step into dog and then split dog, or you can come straight into your split, but nice and slow. Really strong, clear transitions and actions. You come through when you're ready. Square the left hip back. You can slowly lower your right knee. Remember, we're thinking of lengthening the quads and the hip flexors as we lower the right knee. You have this version. You can open your heart. Remember, you can bring a hand onto the block if you like there. So you can open to here. Or you can bend this back leg, maybe catch to the foot or the ankle. And you squeeze behind your right hip. So you squeeze the hip extensors, the glutes. One more breath. And when you're ready, you release. And we press into the left foot to step the right foot forward. Lift the heart and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Good. From here, you can bend the knees a little, press into your feet. Just bring yourself up to standing for a moment. Draw your tail down, lift your heart. And you see how it feels just to stand into your feet and legs. You feel your power here. A long inhale. And a long exhale. Good. We inhale, we come up. Exhale, fold forward. Now lift your heart. Exhale, plant the hands and walk the feet back. Just downward facing dog. Reach the heels down, lift the sit bones up, and just feel that extra space now in the backs of your legs. And then slowly bend your knees and lower your knees towards the floor here. You can bring your shoulders forward, is fine. So you just feel the strength here in your quads. You're not quite putting your knees on the floor until you feel a quiver of effort in the fronts of your thighs. And then you can come up again, lift the sit bones, reach the heels down. Let's just do that again. So you come up onto your toes, bend the knees, hover. Come up when you're ready. Lift the sit bones, drop the head, and then lower the heels down, feel the backs of the legs open. Good. Okay, now right leg rises. Split dog. And we slowly thread through here. So the right foot comes forward and into lunge. So this is the last time on this side. You're coming into your lunge, you're squaring your right hip back, you're lowering your left knee. And then you're bringing yourself into your Hanumanasana. So you move the hips back, you bring the heel forward. Remember to really root the heel down and into your mat and pull the femur back and into your hip. You can use your blocks here to help you find the right alignment. So you lengthen your spine. And really think about how it feels here before you go any further. So you might want to stay in this version. Remember to keep it active, so don't just hang into this, don't just collapse into it, but imagine you're drawing in towards the center through both legs. You're engaging the front of your right thigh to help your hamstrings release. You're engaging behind your left hip to help you open your hip flexors and thigh. Now you can start to move further into this if you wish. Again, a reminder to keep it active. And you just find your edge here. Try and keep the pelvis square. So we don't want to wring the pelvis here. We don't want this back leg to rotate. So I like to keep my toes tucked under. That helps me keep the alignment there. We don't want to put stress or strain on the lower back, the sacrum, the sacroiliac joints. Maybe one more breath. When you're ready, you bring yourself slowly out of the posture. And we step back into our downward facing dog. And you just take a moment and notice how it feels. Maybe the hamstrings in that right leg are singing a little bit. There'll certainly be some sensation there. Then you can just take those squats again. So you lift the heels, you lower the knees. You feel the support here in your belly. You stand into your strength, and tone into your thighs. You go back up, reach the heels down, sit bones up. Do that one more time. Hover. Try and keep the connection to your breath. Slowly up. Sit bones up, head down, and then the heels reach down. Good. Okay, left leg slowly rises. We step through. We find our lunge and we lengthen, we square back through the left hip. We lower the right knee. You might want to come up onto those blocks if you find that it's helpful. You lift forward through your left heel. Bury the heel. Pull up the kneecap and thigh. Draw the left hip back. Engage the foot, so there's a bit of dorsiflexion here. Try and spread out your toes. Draw your heart forward. Reach back through your left sit bone. So you feel the adjustment in your pelvis from here, from this posterior tilt towards more neutral. It really opens up the back of your left leg. And then if you want to ease further into the position, you can. Again, remember to keep it active. So it's as if you're drawing both thigh bones in to your pelvis rather than just letting the weight sag down in the center. Keep those toes tucked under to help you keep that nice alignment through your back leg. And we stay here, we take another breath or two. And you might feel that you soften Yield a little bit as you breathe. Be sure that you're not forcing. Keep it active. Where it feels like enough, very slowly, you bring yourself out of the posture. We'll take ourselves back into downward facing dog. Notice how you feel, how the thighs feel, the hamstrings, the quads, the hip flexors. Pedal out here. Okay, just move the energy through your legs. When you're ready, walk forward and take a Hanumanasana. So you just gently lift the heart. Feel that opening all the way through the backs of your legs. And then releasing down and into a fold. Good. Okay, you can heel toe out a little bit wider, turn the toes out, drop yourself down and into Hanumanasana. And that should feel good. It's releasing your hips. Stay for a few breaths here. When you feel that you're ready, you can drop down and take Baddha Konasana for a moment or two. So lowering down onto your seat, bringing the soles of your feet together and dropping your knees out to the side. You might find that a block is really helpful just under the back of your pelvis in this position. You know, you can hold your ankles here if you feel that that's helpful for you. Sometimes just a little bit of energy here, just drawing back slightly, helps us to lift and open the chest. And then we let go of any ambition or ego that creeps into our practice. You allow the breath to soften. If it feels okay for you, you can release forward. Take a little bow down over your feet. When you feel ready, you can bring yourself slowly up. Take yourself down and into your Shavasana when you feel that you are ready. If you feel that there's anything else that you need to do before you take your rest, if you need a spinal twist or an inversion, that's okay. You can pause me, you can do whatever you feel you need to do. Coming into your Shavasana, you maybe shake out the legs, lengthen the neck. Be sure that you release your shoulders down. Close your eyes, take a huge inhale and feel that expansive, opening pranavayu again as you inhale. As you exhale, really sigh and release. You'll feel the energy, the pulse of energy and prana in your legs, in your hips. You'll feel energy in your pelvis and your lower back. That there's real opposition in the posture that we've been practicing. The front leg action is really asking the pelvis to move into like a forward folding action, posterior tilt. The back leg action is asking the pelvis to move the other way, like a back bending action, an anterior tilt. So there's that real energy and opposition that moves through your pelvis. So we feel all of this here. We feel the pulse of that energy, the vibration of that energy as we begin to relax. And you can allow the breath to really soften. Whatever it is you're working with in your Hanuman practice, whatever the self-doubt is that you're flushing through, you're rinsing away, really allow it to rinse away here in your Shavasana. Each exhale. Now again, you might feel that you just want to pause this recording and take a much longer Shavasana. If you feel that you're ready, you can take a couple of deep breaths, clearing breaths. And you can bring yourself up to sitting, take your stretches, whatever you need to do again, whenever you're ready. When you're ready, you bring your hands in front of your heart. Namaste. We take a bow forward.